Ah, good evening. We're back out in the go-kart shop. There's a mess everywhere. I got two engines torn apart, strewed all over the place. 3-foot snowbank in front of the shop, so even if this thing was working, there's basically no way in hell this is getting through a 3-foot snowbank. If it was working, I would have found a way to move the snow with the tractor, but junk, like totally junk, completely fried it. With the wheels off the ground, worked perfect with the trailing arm and the sprung tensioner. In concept, it was great, but as soon as I put it on the ground, you know, this machine's just too heavy, the gear ratio is too high, the wheels are too big. These are for a much lighter application, and just didn't work out. I put it on the ground, it could barely even roll itself towards the door. You know, I was giving it like wide open throttle, and the bell, or the outer housing, the drum, whatever you want to call that, just got glowing red hot, you know, and it just melted itself down. And before too much heat transferred into the engine, you can see there's a little bit of heat on the shaft. I shut her down and just hosed it down with some blaster, and then even poured a little beer on it to help cool it down, because the beer was cold. I knew it was already junk parts, so that was a big waste of time. That's a big bummer. I'm gonna have to cut all this apart. I'm going with a CVT, and the way a CVT mounts, the engine has to be more like right here, because the hardware, the clutch hardware, is going to be to the left of the sprocket, or you know, this sprocket, and then the drive sprocket off the back of the CVT needs to be, you know, we'll have to land like right about here. So so I think the easiest way to get all this apart is to hack it right here and there, you know, and I'm just gonna have to build a brand new engine plate, and that whole thing is gonna get deleted to unbolt the engine, and that's essentially scrap metal. I don't know, maybe I can use it for something, probably not. I don't know, that's kind of a whole bunch of stuff just welded together, and I don't want to try and sneak a grinder under here. I don't know. In hindsight, I should have known that wasn't going to work. I was optimistic that maybe it might. I had it for free, and it was on another go-kart, the next one that's coming in here whenever this is done. So yeah, I don't know. I didn't have to pay a dime for it. It came on the other cart, so I wanted to at least try it. If I could get this thing going, then I could get this out of the shop and start working on the next one. but no go. So she's got to come all the way apart, and I'm not gonna use stainless because I murdered almost all of my drill bits trying to get holes through that. So I'll do something different for engine mounting wise. Maybe I'll actually like use a square and a level and stuff and have it all nice and right. And I'm gonna use, I have 3/8 inch mild steel plate that I should be able to go from here to there and actually get holes drilled through it that I'll do the proper way and not work harden. Who'd have known? You know, you don't know until you know. So anyways, I'm taking it all back apart. Got the clutch off. I gotta find the master link. Oh, nice, right there. Okay. Get the chain back off. I'm gonna end up having to shorten that, but whatever. I'll have a bunch of extra chain. I got a whole nother nice length. I think that was a 5-foot length. So, and this chain brake I bought, where the hell is that? Yeah, I gotta pick this place up. This is kind of ridiculous. I got a little chain brake. It worked fantastic. Worked absolutely perfect. No idea. Anyways, I'll end up having to, when the CVT is mounted, I think Amazon says it's showing up tomorrow. I just checked the tracking status and they're not showing it as shipped yet, so I don't know how the hell they think they're going to get it here tomorrow. Whatever. If it shows up, I'll be to get that mounted and assembled on the engine, and then I'm going to have to kind of, you know, hold it in place and make some marks. Maybe I can get the girls out here to make the marks for me while I kind of hold it in place, figure out where the mounting plate, engine plate needs to be, because yeah, that's all coming apart. That's going to be all new again. So, well, I don't know. Got the disc on the grinder and a pile of backups. Sawzall and some Sawzall blades. I don't even know if I want to fiddle around with trying to unbolt the engine while it's in here. I think I'm just going to cut the easy stuff off and clear off the bench and unbolt it on the bench, because it's in there pretty tight. So anyways, I'm gonna get to work here. I'll try to time-lapse whatever I can, and maybe even if I'm really productive and try out my new editing software, there might be music for the time-lapse. We'll see. Alrighty, so It's a big mess. Burnt oil and stuff all over the place. I'll get this cleaned all back up. Take the sanding disc to it. Make it halfway pretty again. Get these spots flat again. Then I'm gonna have to take some measurements and cut out a piece, that 3/8" plate, mild steel, and we'll get this guy unbolted from this contraption. Man, the time I wasted on that, and the drill bits and everything else, it's just, it would have been great if that clutch would have worked, but here's that trailing arm. See how it was just welded down to the frame like so, and then it had a spring and literally 2 heavy-duty zip ties, but you can see the chain was rolling in there better than I expected. It fit perfectly in between the ridges, and it was a brand new idler pulley, so it, I had a good bearing in it. So there really wasn't a lot of friction. I did wipe everything down with assembly lube when I put it together, and man, in concept, she wanted to work, but the old clutch just didn't have it in her. So maybe I'll cut out the new engine plate tonight. I don't know. I'll be happy enough just to get everything cleaned up and ready for the new engine plate. I guess I can cut those ears off. They're not really doing anything. That's where the shocks used to mount. Yeah, I guess I can start thinking about the battery box. Can probably stay as long as the CVT is not going to interfere with it. That's a much larger contraption, so it's going to take up a lot of this space. We'll see. I'll see what it looks like. I'll get this unbolted and get this cleaned back up, because it's full of grinding dust and oil now from burning the old clutch and stuff. If the CVT comes tomorrow or whatever, whenever it does come, I'll get that mounted up, and then we'll have to just eyeball it all again. So here we go again. Stay tuned. Hell yeah. Alright. I didn't have the patience to put together the tripod or record really anything, just because I've been anxious to go, get some freaking progress done on this project. And that block is really nice, huh? Well, they did the air cooling and all that. That's really freaking nice. On all vents. Anyway, CVT is on. Did function test it just with the gas that was in the bowl. Got it to fire. The thing was doing the thing. It works. I got lock washers on it all. Torqued it all back down. I think we can cut an engine plate, maybe sand it down even, and set it on there, eyeball it, square it, and yeah, I don't know. I think it can go back in. I hope it fits. It should fit. It'll fit. We'll make it fit. If we got to rip the muffler and the air cleaner off, it'll fit. It'll line her up and burn in the engine plate. Yeah, well, you know, cut the piece and burn that in and bolt it down. Then we're making a chain and potentially making the wheel spin again. Ooh, them bearings sound just great, huh? I don't gotta worry about that. You can't hear them when the engine's running, so. Yeah, someday I'll have to attend to them. The hubs aren't in the best condition either. Maybe they could get planted down a little bit tighter into the spline. I don't know. Yeah. I guess while we're at it, yeah, let's do it all right. But now I kind of got the, you know, I had to revitalize my motivation here. And that just looks sweet, like. And I guess this guy goes, oh, yeah, that's, how's that gonna work with? Well, that's not gonna work. So I'm supposed to cut it? I guess I'm supposed to cut it where the chain's gonna go. Why wouldn't they have that cut out? That's kind of stupid. You know, I kind of would like to have that cover on there. I don't need to see all the hardware. And with the mud that we whip around, it makes a lot more sense to have that on there, you know, and I don't want kids' fingers or nothing like that getting, man, I've had my fingers pulled through belts and pulleys before, and, you know, I'm lucky I still got all 10, I guess I'll put it that way. It wasn't pretty. I don't want that to happen to anybody else. I'm probably, you know, I'd say that cover's going on. I don't know why. Yeah, I guess I'll have to make a cutout at the bottom there. It's just something that they figured I would figure out, I guess. Whatever, that's fine, not a big deal. Yeah, I'm gonna get to cutting, make myself a engine plate, and get the new engine mounted down, or whatever, new engine and transmission. Now this is like a serious rig now. Man, that's pretty damn nice. That's a much more serious rig than I intended on putting on the girls' go-kart, I'll tell you what. But if it works out good, then I got a good idea of what I'm doing with mine. I'm definitely going with a bigger motor. Like there's no way they're gonna have a faster kart than me. There's no way. No. Dads, don't let your kids win at anything. Okay? Don't just let them win. Just because they're kids. And they'll start thinking they're special. Like the rest of these kids. Man, look around. We got enough special people. I'm building their cart, buying all the parts. It's all brand new frickin' everything now. Doing all the fab. Their go-kart is not going to be faster than mine. There's no chance in hell. Unless they want to start, you know, they want to kick in and get new tires and get a stage 2, 3, or 4 upgrade on their own engine and do the damn work themselves. I'm getting it back on the road. Not the road, but the trail. Because I'll be honest, I blew the original engine, but it was my go-kart. Now it's theirs, and that ugly thing out there is going to be mine. Just wait. Don't worry. It's going to be mean. It's going to be mean. But I've done enough damage to this thing. I've crashed it a bunch of times. I bent the frame a little bit. I ripped an A-arm out of it, hitting a tree. You know, I got new A-arms. I put new tires on the front. It will need new tires on the back, and I'll tighten up them splines and shit so the wheels ain't wobbling like that. But, man, I'm excited about this. This is going to work. It is going to work. I should have known that would not, but I had to try it. I knew I would eventually end up with one of these, and now I think I even know how to put them together because I tested it and it seems to work. So, yeah, I'm gonna do some cutting, some welding. I will try to record what I can. Stay tuned. Alrighty, got everything welded in all the way around, underneath, front and back. So she's on there. Like, and I'll take some serious cutting to get that back off. This is the plan. This is the concrete freaking plan now. That's as set as stone as it's gonna be. Not a terrible looking weld. I didn't bang it up or bang on it or clean it up yet, but for $100 Harbor Freight Meg, it'll do. It glued her together. So next project is cutting the teeth off of this thing, and I just hope I don't get freaking metal in my eyes. I hate getting metal in my eyes. So we'll check back in a bit. Alrighty, that is gonna work. We got the little teeth off of this piece, which I needed. So now I'm going to use the engine plate because it's very flat. And I'm going to stack up washers all the way around here. And, you know, get her pretty concentric. There's a little wiggle room in that chain, so as long as it's pretty concentric, should be fine. We'll tack weld it on one side, flip it over, tack weld it on the other side, and then I want that to be pretty darn strong, so I want this weld to like really stick. Maybe I'll actually try to weld this right, and I'll, blow the torch on it for a little while and get it as hot as I can, and then burn it in. Probably one side at a time. Clean it up, make sure, that piece has got to be really strong. Otherwise, it's gonna be just such a bigger pain in the ass to try and fix it if that comes apart. So, I took the time to machine that down. Just use the grinder and clamp that into a bolt and use the drill kind of as a lathe, and it fits in there perfect. So that'll work, and I'll be able to get that cleaned back up, put that on the torque converter. I gotta go buy some drill bits because all of mine are destroyed. So we'll get this done, go eat dinner, and we'll come back and play a little bit more. All right, check it back. That's gonna work. Really wasn't a bad weld. Like it, I don't know. It's not terrible, man. Again, I didn't clean it up or nothing. Yeah, there's, it is a MIG welder. But, ooh, she's hot yet. While it was still hot, dumped some Lucas stop leak on it, just to kind of protect the hot metal while the pores were open, maybe kind of harden her a little bit. So I'm gonna bring this to the neighbors because he's got a bench grinder with a wire wheel, and I don't have that. So I'm gonna go get that cleaned up, and that's gonna work. Like, this is totally gonna work. That was the last piece. Now I just gotta drill holes and find bolts and fiddle around with that. But while I'm over at the neighbors, I can probably find some bolts as well. He's good for that. So, hell yeah. That's gonna work. It'll be prettier when I'm done. I'm not done. I just finished welding it with a MIG, a cheap MIG. So relax. But I burned it in all the way on both sides. And it's, whoops, that's pretty freaking concentric, man. Like, it's good. It's freaking good enough for a go-kart. That's gonna work. Hell yeah. Awesome. Alright. I gotta get that cleaned up, get some holes drilled, and next time I turn the camera on, it's gonna look like something. Alright? I promise. So it's a little noisy in here, I apologize. But it's working. The CVT expands and really gets the wheels going. I am going to need a chain tensioner similar to what I had but smaller. So let's figure that out, but we'll get it on the ground and see how it does with its own weight. You know, I just want to let it roll, wear the chain in a little bit. We'll see how this goes. Just gonna let it run. Alrighty. Got the CVT spaced out properly. Everything's torqued down. It's all lined up really good, rolling real good. I idled it up and let it roll for a long time just to make sure. Now everything operates totally like perfect. So the way these things work, pulley on the front, is it speeds up. There's a disc inside there that pushes back towards the pulley. So that gear ratio, that pulley technically gets bigger. This one pulls away and this one gets smaller. So it's increasing the drive ratio to the chain. So you can see it as they move. She really starts to spin. So I apologize for the noise here. The camera's going to be right in front of the exhaust pipe, but I'm going to give her a brap and I'll let you see what it's doing. I ended up making a small dent in her just to keep the back side of the chain from flopping around too much. Just because of location, chain had to be 1/2 a link longer so I could get my master link in, but she's good. This thing is ready to drive. I could pump up the tires, hook up the throttle cable, and if I pulled it out, you know, I got to pull it through the snow, but I could take this for a ride. I think I want to put a little bit stronger spring on the throttle return, but yeah, I'm ready for doing lights and stuff. So I'm gonna end this video off here. It's been long enough, but yeah, very happy with everything. I'll link this CVT in the description, and any other parts I used. Next time you see this, she'll have working lights on her, front and rear, and try to get the brake circuit. That shouldn't be an issue. So it, you know, I have running lights and brake lights. Put a small light bar or something back here, and she'll be out there with the girls doing Cheerios. So if you stayed around for the end, thanks for watching. God bless you.